The final week of New Orleans Saints training camp is upon us here for the year 2022. It's hard to believe. That's Erin Summers. I'm Todd Graffagnini. Welcome to the New Orleans Saints training camp report right here on Your View. Erin, we got a little spoiled last week up in Green Bay for those joint practices, those mid-70s temperatures, not a cloud in the sky, nobody sweating buckets. That was not the case back here at the Ochsner Sports Performance Center today as the Saints returned back outside to the heat and humidity.
The Saints were able to be inside on Sunday at the Superdome in that open practice. However, today it was back outside in this Louisiana weather. The players were taking their turns in the Rouse's freezer aisle, and I almost followed them right in.
No, it's just right. It was a big weather adjustment. Green Bay was just so cool. Weather was nice. I'm not going to complain. This is where we spent camp. It was a little shock coming back to it.
The weather, yeah. Louisiana has his flavor. And, we practiced in Green Bay all last week. And it's different out here. It's much different. But, it pays off. It conditions us really, really well. And, yeah, we got after it today.
All right, Erin, let's get to the practice. And good news, we saw Jameis Winston at quarterback participating in team drills for the first time really in a couple weeks since he left practice with that sprained foot. So slowly but surely getting back up to speed is Winston.
Winston looked pretty good in his full team drills earlier today. He had a couple missteps, but that's to be expected as he's working his way back onto the field, back to the speed of the game, and back from that injury. We'll see how he progresses as the week goes on, but definitely good to see him back out there. Here's head coach Dennis Allen.
Yeah, look, it was good. It was good. A little rusty, but yet good to get him back out there and get him back going again. So I think anytime we get a guy back from an injury, it's good to have him back out on the field.
Well, Erin, as Jameis is ramping back up, we're starting to see a little attrition now on this team. We find that Michael Thomas has not practiced now in the last couple of days due to a hamstring issue. Now, hopefully that's going to get better, but he really has not been the only one who's missed some time in the last couple of days. It's starting to become that time of training camp where these things happen.
Wide receiver Michael Thomas missed Sunday and today's practice. Head coach Dennis Allen called it a slight hamstring issue. So hopefully nothing to be too concerned about there. We did see Pete Werner, Alontae Taylor back on the field doing some individual work, but we were without Marshawn Lattimore. We did not see Taco Charlton, Taysom Hill, James Hurst, who we have not seen for the past couple practices now. Adam Troutman was not on the field. Neither was PJ Williams or Landon Young.
Yeah, and as we said, Erin, it just happens in the NFL this late into training camp, and Dennis Allen agrees. He's seen it everywhere he's been.
Part of it is that we are in that point in camp, and you do have a lot of little, nicks and bruises and things of that nature that you have to kind of battle through. It's the nature of training camp. It's been that way everywhere I've ever been, and we're dealing with a little bit of it now.
Well, Erin, the injuries and attrition have hit the offensive line as well. I mean, you go back to the joint practices, we had 3 offensive linemen go out literally in 10 minutes in that Wednesday practice. But somebody who's been pretty consistent and has been participating in every rep has been Eric McCoy at center, and that's a very good thing for you.
Definitely a good thing because of the dynamic you need with your center and your quarterback. And as the quarterback position has gone back and forth throughout camp, definitely want to see the same person out there taking care of the line. As we've seen Cesar Ruiz out, we've seen James Hurst out. A couple other players have hit the injured reserve. So definitely good to see him consistently out there quarterbacking that line.
Well, Eric McCoy's name really hasn't been mentioned, and as Dennis Allen says, that's a good thing.
Well, look, I would say probably the best thing is that, nobody's really talked about him, and that's usually a good thing if you're an offensive lineman. Usually when you're an offensive lineman and you're getting talked a lot about, that's not necessarily always a good thing. So that just speaks to kind of the consistent nature of the player. I think he's a good player for us, and certainly glad we got him.
I would say it's going well. Definitely still areas that I need to improve. A big point of emphasis for me this year is just my first step. I feel like I've improved there, so I've gotten better as a player naturally because of that. like I said, there's still lots of room for improvement. I still have too much wasted movement in my stance, too many false steps, stuff that I have to get better at, and that I plan on doing through these next couple of days.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for Monday's show. Tuesday, we'll be right back at it here at the Ochsner Sports Performance Center for an inside-outside practice back in the heat and humidity. As always, we'll be here bringing it all to you. That's Erin Summers. I'm Todd Graffagnini. We will see you next time on the New Orleans Saints Training Camp Report